Hello po sa lahat. So in this video, I want to share the difference between the 1040 and the IRS transcript that you have to submit to the USCIS, okay? So I know many filers are confused about which documents to submit with their Form I-864, the affidavit of support for their adjustment of status. I'm going to help you understand the difference between a 1040 tax return and an IRS transcript and which one you should submit to the USCIS. So the first question is, are the 1040 and the IRS tax return transcript the same? The answer is yes. Both the 1040 and the IRS tax return transcript are income tax return documents. Now, what is the difference between the 1040 and the IRS transcript? So 1040 is the form you use to file your tax return, and it includes details of all your taxable income, including your income from your job, such as also income from retirement or social security benefits that are taxable, even income from part-time jobs that are taxable if it's taxable. Okay, so the IRS tax return transcript is generated based on the information you provide in your 1040. Meaning, without filing the 1040, there would be no IRS tax return transcript. So now, what is the IRS tax return transcript? On the other hand, it is a summary provided by the IRS. So after you submit your 1040 to the IRS, they verify the details of your filed tax return and then generate the IRS tax return transcript based on the information in your 1040. So I believe it's clear, yeah? Alright. So next question is, which one should I submit to USCIS? You can submit your 1040 or the IRS generated transcript. However, here is a heads up. The majority of people who receive a request for evidence or the RFE for the affidavit of support are missing the IRS transcript. Many USCIS officers are not convinced with just a 1040 because it can be filled, it can be filled out with any information and it might not be verified by the IRS. So verified income from the IRS is much more reliable for them to prove your income, especially for retired petitioners that their income are still taxable. Having a summary like the IRS transcript makes it easier for USCIS officers to assess the petitioner's capabilities to support the beneficiary. Also, according to USCIS instructions above, if you provide a copy of your 1040, you must also submit your W-2 and 1099 forms. However, if you have the IRS generated transcript, you don't need to submit the W-2 and 1099 forms. This demonstrates how much more reliable the IRS transcript is compared to the 1040, yeah? So even if you submit your IRS transcript, I still recommend including your W-2 and 1099 forms. So the W-2 form is from your employer. So if you are employed, you will receive a W-2. If your income comes from a retirement or social security benefits or such, you will usually have 1099 forms. So it's better to be safe than sorry, especially if it's not a hassle to provide these documents. If you already have them on hand, why not submit them as well, right? So now, the last question, where can you get the IRS tax return transcript? You can download your IRS transcript from the IRS website. Simply type tax record and transcript into the search bar. Once on the website, sign into your account. If you don't have an account yet, you can easily create one. There's also an option to request it by mail, but I recommend to just download it because you can get a copy in less than a minute rather than waiting a few days for it to arrive by mail. So yeah. And I've came across many filers sharing that their petitioners often complain about needing an IRS transcript instead of 1040. They are just all the same. Why they have to provide the transcript? It is important to understand that this IRS transcript thing isn't very common or well known in the US. So be patient with your petitioners if they complain. Try to, explain that it is not difficult to obtain and offer to help them figure it out. See, especially after watching my video, I hope that this helped you with the process. And don't forget to read the disclaimer. And I'm trying to upload more videos related to adjustment of status. So if you have